Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I'm going to read something to you. It was from the person who requested this song. So I'm just going to read the email that I got. And I normally don't do requests by email, but this was kind of lengthy. And so anyway, hello Don. I'm a new sub and enjoying the channel. One new guy I just discovered is Billy Don Burns. He has two great songs I've heard so far, A Train Called Lonesome and Graveyard in Montgomery. You might want to check them out. I'm checking out Graveyard in Montgomery today, right? I'm also a songwriter, but gave up trying to get them recorded by a major artist a long time ago. But I can foresee doing a paid request on a couple in the future just to see if your subs like them. I did win the grand prize in the 2011 John Lennon songwriting contest in the country genre. My one claim to fame, John Lennon. End letter. And Roger, Chasing Dreams in Thailand. That's the email name, and that's the name I'm going to give credit to. Well, Roger, shout out to you, my friend. I'm going to do this one. Congratulations on winning that in 2011. And let's see what Billy Don Burns has for us. A song like Graveyard in Montgomery is going to catch your attention. Interesting. Almost Western feel.
I was on my way to do a gig on the Alabama coast, to meet some folks, make a buck, and play some honky-tonks. Ain't nothing new, it's the way my life has always been. Then it hit me hard that I was here to talk with him again, in a graveyard in Montgomery, in a storm. This ain't the first time that I stood here at the graves of Hank and Audrey, not knowing what to say. When I go south on 65, I usually end up here. He OD'd back in 53, so why do I still care? In a graveyard in Montgomery, in a storm.
Rock bass.
Rain and wind were held to pay, thunder's deafening sound. I'm higher than the dark clouds, lightning crashing down. I pray to God if I get struck, my guitar won't be harmed. In a graveyard in Montgomery, in a storm. Hank, why do you torture me like you do? I can't forgive the Opry, Hank, for what they did to you. Standing here at your monument with a needle in my arm, in a graveyard in Montgomery, in a storm.
Is that a metaphorical needle or literal?
In a graveyard in Montgomery, in a storm.
Wow, that took a twist. I get the reference, obviously, to visiting Hank, and mentioned Audrey too. That's right, but Hank, but he's standing there at the end with a needle in his arm. Now, is that just he was feeling Hank's early death, and so it felt that way, but I don't know. I don't get that sense. So, all right, what I know of Hank Sr., it was sort of like a complicated death because he was born with not muscular dystrophy, spina bifida, isn't something like that, right? And I think that affects musculature and maybe the bones too. And then eventually he wound up, of course, the drinking lifestyle, but getting addicted to like the painkillers to kill the pain. But he was driving with a friend or somebody from somewhere, I forget where. It wasn't to Alabama, it was to somewhere else. And he was having pain, and I think a doctor gave him a shot of like vitamins, something like that. But there was something else in the shot, and I don't understand that part of it. But there was something else in the shot, and maybe that's what he was referring to in the song. That he was standing there like with a needle in his arm. Anyway, I think the official cause of Hank's death was related to, maybe it was related to the spina bifida. I know the subsequent causes and all that stuff, but then Audrey divorced him a few years before he passed, and also the Opry kicked him out, or they didn't invite him in, type of thing, because I guess he was a no-show fairly regularly and all that stuff. But all that said, what a song, man. I mean, like, obviously Shades of Midnight in Montgomery, Alan Jackson, but this was Graveyard in Montgomery, where he went to pay his respects, and he's like, why do I still care all these years later? And these are good questions, but they're very human questions. I love those kinds of questions. What makes us care years later for somebody we didn't even meet? But when somebody has an impact on us, like when Rodney Dangerfield died, I was sad for like a day or two. I didn't cry, but I never met Rodney. I only knew him through media, his movies and comedy, but I didn't realize that like he had contributed that much to me, to my being, I love to laugh, and he always made me laugh. There was just something endearing about him as well. I didn't know that until he died. And then you're like, wow, I know what I felt like when he died that day. I felt bad, really bad. Not quite like Vince Gill did when Merle died, but nonetheless sad. Anyway, so Roger chasing dreams in Thailand. I don't know if you're still chasing them in Thailand, if you're back in the States, or what the deal is. But, I got to rate this song. Ooh, this was a very unique song, too. I mean, there was the rock part in the middle, rock-ish, but it still maintained that country, sort of Western type feel to it. And I liked his voice. It was that talking, singing type voice that I like. All right, the number that popped into my head on this was an 8.9. Oh my gosh. Ed, wait a minute. I'm wearing my Montauk hat that my surrogate daughter gave me, but I wear it a lot when Montauk Ed is around. So anyway, all right, guys, 8.9. I liked it. It got me thinking. So have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.